Good evening and welcome to Monday Night Mashup. I'm Ben Worry.
And I'm Spencer Buckler. 3 wildfires continue to blaze in California tonight, causing the governor to request a major disaster declaration from President Trump. Governor Jerry Brown's office released a statement yesterday saying the declaration would assist emergency services and help residents recover from the damage. The fires are burning in Butte, Los Angeles, and Ventura counties. In Northern California, the Camp Fire has been deemed the most destructive wildfire in California history, leveling almost the entire city of Paradise. So far, 31 people have died in the fires, and 230 are still missing.
The midterm elections were Tuesday, and most of the results are in. The Republicans held a majority in both houses of Congress until Tuesday, when the Democrats won the majority of the House back for the first time in nearly 10 years. The elections are not quite over, however. Very publicized races in Florida and Georgia continue into recounts, with people in each state claiming that one party or another was responsible for voter suppression or fraud during the elections.
The veteran suspected of killing 12 people at a California bar died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That's according to the Ventura County Sheriff's Office. David Long walked into the Borderline Bar and Grill, immediately shot employees standing near the office, and paused to text or post on social media before continuing. 28-year-old Long was an ex-Marine and showed signs of PTSD, but authorities say there's little information on what may have prompted the shooting. Long's social media accounts were taken down at the request of law enforcement.
South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster was elected for the first time to serve an entire term as governor. He was previously Nikki Haley's lieutenant governor and was the first statewide official to endorse Donald Trump when it was time for the 2016 Republican primaries in South Carolina. Trump appointed Nikki Haley as the ambassador to the United Nations, thus freeing up the governor's position for McMaster.
When we come back, we'll hear from Ward Jollis.
He'll bring you the latest with this week's weather. Stay tuned.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Ward Jollis, your meteorologist here at SGTV. I hope everybody had a fantastic Monday today despite all that rainy weather. Now let's take a look at how things are looking across the country today. 73 down in Phoenix and 77 in Los Angeles. Beautiful across the Southwest right now. But as you see, when you go further inland, those temperatures really start to drop. 35 in Oklahoma City and 38 in St. Louis and 22 up in Minneapolis. Those are below average temperatures for this time of year, but really it's because there's this large sweeping trough going across the United States right now that's bringing all of this rain and cold weather. It's cutting off right around there at 76 in New Orleans. You see it's definitely warmer and it's cutting off right around there, and it's bringing us some really nasty weather this week. 52 in Columbia and 51 in Washington and 52 up in New York. Now let's take a look at how things are looking across the Midlands right now. As you can see, there's that big disparity again because of that cold front that's coming in from the northwest. 45 up in Greenville, but 67 in Charleston and 67 in Myrtle Beach along the coast. Beautiful weather for this time of year. And 52 in Columbia. Now let's take a look at how things are going to look for your week. Like I said, unfortunately, that rain and cold weather that came through today, well, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. 62 tomorrow on Tuesday. It's going to be scattered showers again. More scattered showers on Wednesday with a high of 50 and 52 on Thursday when it starts to finally clear up. The good news is that all of those downpours and everything that you saw today are probably not going to be as bad by Wednesday and Thursday. But look at how your weekend is going to be looking. Those temperatures start to go back up. 61 on Friday, partly cloudy, and then the sun comes out again on your Saturday and Sunday with highs of 63 and 64. That's all I have for you guys tonight. After the break, your very own Spencer Buckler will bring you an exclusive interview with a couple of our members on campus from AAAS.
Welcome back to Monday Night Mashup. I'd like to welcome Jessica Terrell and Tiara King, who are members of the Association of African American Students. Thank you both for joining us tonight. So before we get started, just give us an overview of what this organization is and what it does.
Okay, so AAAS kind of serves as an umbrella organization for all the African American organizations on campus. We work to provide a safe space for African American students to come and just enjoy each other's company. We have weekly meetings on the first and fourth Tuesdays of every month, and our meetings range from like different topics, some concerning like political and pop culture things, some of them are about music. Like it's just like whatever is kind of like going on at the time and what's important to our members. We also talk about things that are going on campus, and we all just kind of rally together and come together just to like keep each other, like just to support each other basically.
So this past week you celebrated AAAS week and you kicked it off with a fashion show. Tell us what goes into planning that fashion show.
The fashion show is kind of like a 6 to 7 week process, like to just put it all together. It starts off with auditions, usually in September, sometimes late August, but mostly September. And the auditions just consist of like people coming in, walking to some music, and we kind of like narrow it down, make some cuts. And then the people that are in the fashion show practice 2 to 3 times a week. Leading up to the show. Then the week of the show, there's practices like every single day of the week. We get clothes from vendors around Columbia. This year's fashion show director is actually from Atlanta, so she was able to get some clothes from some vendors back in Atlanta. But it's quite a process to put the whole thing together, but it really came together wonderfully, and we had a great show last weekend.
And this year you're doing more than just the normal celebration week. You're celebrating a big milestone. You celebrated it this past weekend. Tell me more about that milestone.
So we've hit our 50th anniversary as an organization. We were one of the first African American organizations on campus. So I think it's a really big deal to like talk about that milestone that we've reached and all the success and all the students who have moved forward from the university through AAAS. And we met a lot of alumni who came who were past presidents and things like that. And I thought personally that it was very like heartwarming and motivating, like for me being a member of the exec board, seeing all these people who have succeeded just on being in past exec boards on AAAS.
So is there anything that we should be looking out for, any events coming up or any big things happening with AAAS in the upcoming semester?
Yeah, definitely. So to kind of close this semester, on November 27th, we're having an event with InterVarsity, Young Life, and a couple of other organizations. It's going to be like an Open the Racial Divide event, just to kind of get started on those conversations, those tough conversations about race, and just kind of like closing that gap between the diverse people on our campus. And then next semester, we're going to be having some of our annual events like our pajama party in Russell, our skate night, and our Talents to 10th Awards, which is basically an award ceremony highlighting organizations and students who are doing outstanding service and just doing excellent things on campus.
Well, congratulations on 50 years, and thank you so much for sitting down with us. That's all we have for you tonight. Tune in Friday, 9:30, right here for Friday Morning Live. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at SGTV at USC and at SGTV News 4 to keep up on all things USC. For SGTV News 4, I'm Spencer Buckler. Have a good night, Carolina. Forever to thee.